What's good, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily, the What's Good Games Takeover event. I'm your host, Andrea Renee, joined by the blonde nerd, Miss Brittany Brombacher.
Hello. Thanks for getting my name right. So Greg and I have known each other for like 9 years. We've co-hosted podcasts together. You can never get my name right.
It's a lot of consonants.
Brombacher.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
It's okay.
But as somebody who used to have a challenging last name, I get it.
I still don't know how to say your maiden name.
Enert. That was my maiden name.
I was like Enert.
But now I'm Drake. Everybody knows how to say that. One of the reasons why I took his name. If you didn't know, this is your source for nerdy video game news in the morning. Each and every weekday, we bring you all of the things that you need to know about on podcast services around the globe at youtube.com/kindafunnygames. And if you're watching live at twitch.tv/kindafunnygames, we rely on you guys to help keep us honest. So if you find something that we screwed up in the middle of the show, please go to kindafunny.com/you're wrong, and we will hit those at the end of the show. Brittany's going to help me out with that today. The sirens just always are on this show. There's nothing we can do about it.
It's a hot mess.
San Francisco, it's a busy city. We'd have a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. I want to remind everybody to watch the Game Over Greggy show live today at 3 p.m. That's Tuesday with Miss Barbara Dunkelman. She did the Kinda Funny morning show with Nick this morning, and you guys can go to patreon.com/kindafunny to get access to that live stream. This show is brought to you by Brooklyn, but we're going to talk about that more later. And Britt, we're from a little show called What's Good Games, which hopefully you guys know about by now. Where can people find what we do every week?
Put me on the spot, Andrea.
You got this. I believe in you.
Twitter.com/what'sgood_games, Facebook.com/what'sgoodgames, YouTube.com/what'sgoodgames, what'sgoodgames.com, and Patreon.com/what'sgoodgames.
All of the places.
Instagram, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
We don't post on our Instagram. Just straight up, we just don't. We had some cool content happen yesterday. If you were one of our Patreons, we did our live streams and it went off the rails as per usual. It's one of our favorite things to do every month is our happy hour Q&A where we have some cocktails and answer your questions. Sometimes a little too honestly, but you know that's part of the fun.
Alcohol talking.
It's part of the fun. We have an exclusive behind the scenes studio tour of our What's Good Games studio up on Patreon right now, and we have a brand new show coming out this Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific time. And you, of course, can find that all the places that you find this show, Kinda Funny Games Daily. All right, so without further ado, let's get to the Roper Report. Time for some news.
Okay, hold on. This is really funny because I listened to Podcast Beyond back in the day, like 9 years ago. So this is like kind of surreal but cool for me. It's like, the Roper Report, because I was around for the original Roper Report. Continue.
Sure, no problem.
I had a moment.
No, it was a good story.
I had a moment.
There are a whopping 2 items on the Roper Report.
A baker's dozen.
That's right. Thanks, Cool Greg. But one of them is quite a doozy, which a lot of you wrote into kindafunny.com/KFGD about. That is how you get involved in the show. And we are going to kick things off with the news from the ESRB. That is the Entertainment Software Ratings Board. They have responded to the loot box controversy with in-game purchases. A label is coming, and this write-up is coming to you from gamesindustry.biz. In a roundtable call with journalists this morning, ESRB President Patricia Vance said the label will stand outside the normal ratings box and content descriptors, much like the online interactions not rated by the ESRB notification does now. It will be applied to any title with in-game opportunities to spend real-world currency, whether that be on loot boxes, skins, subscriptions, season passes, music, downloadable content, or even the option of disabling in-game ads. Quote, I'm sure you're all asking why we aren't doing something more specific to loot boxes, Vance said. And I'll tell you, we've done a lot of research over the past several weeks and months, particularly among parents. What we learned is that a large majority of parents don't know what a loot box is. And even those who claim they do don't really understand what a loot box is. So it's very important for us to not harp on loot boxes per se, but to make sure we're capturing loot boxes, but also other in-game transactions, end quote. That's a lot of bullshit. We're going to get to it in a second. Vance said when they did describe what loot boxes were to parents, the ESRB found they were most concerned about whether or not their children were spending money rather than the specific mechanic they were spending money on. Quote, parents need simple information, Vance said. We can't overwhelm them with a lot of detail. We need to be clear, concise, and make it easy for them. We have not found that parents are differentiating between a lot of these different mechanics. They just know there might be something in the game they can spend money on. Okay, end quote.
Poor parents.
I know.
Oh.
Additionally, the ESRB is launching parentaltools.org, a website that links to step-by-step instructions for setting parental controls on a variety of entertainment devices, whether they be controls on what games are played, how long they're played for, or how much children are allowed to spend. When asked if the ESRB would then require publishers to disclose the drop rates of their loot boxes, Vance said the group isn't taking any action on that at this time. So, as you can imagine, a lot of people have written in about that. We're just going to touch on a couple here before we get into our thoughts. Pavanine said, "Hi ladies, with the ESRB deciding to add an in-game purchases label for games with additional content that you can buy with real money, do you think that this is a step in the right direction?" As Jason Schreier points out in his article on Kotaku, it also includes expansions, DLC, cosmetic add-ons, season passes, and other microtransactions, not just loot boxes. Do we need additional warnings for games with loot boxes or gambling-esque elements, or is this enough?
I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah,
it's a lot.
This is all pure.
Did you follow everything I said? It was a lot to take in.
No, it's just hilarious to me because it's for how many years now have games offered in-game purchases, right?
Decades.
So it's like, I know this lady thinks parents are slow and they need their like in-depth analysis on all of the things, but it's like it's a step in the right direction, sure, but it's not. It can't stop here,
right?
So, I mean, you know, if you want to let people know that, hey, for the past 10 years, video games have given you the option to purchase things. Okay, hey, bravo, you know, but I think this obviously is not the issue. This isn't the answer people are looking for.
No, I agree. I also don't think it's the answer that people are looking for either. Parker Petrov has wrote in and said, "Hi, Andrea and Brittany. Huge fans of what you ladies do. Thanks for all the hours of content you provide. I was reading today on the gamesindustry.biz that the ESRB's response to loot boxes, and it says it will be applied to any title with in-game opportunities. So now this is where my issue comes in. I'm skipping forward in your question just a little bit. I thought the idea was to warn people that a game contains loot boxes. However, what they are proposing will just lead to basically every game that is coming out between now and eternity to have this sticker. Most games that come out on PlayStation and Xbox have some kind of in-game mechanic to purchase additional content, many times not in a malicious way, such as when a game offers expansion packs and season passes. Why do you think the ESRB is having such a hard time getting this right? Is it general ineptitude on their part, or is it that they don't understand the issue people actually have with loot boxes? Anyway, thanks for your time. Have a great day, Parker." So this is a good point and something that we were talking about, before the show started, that it kind of loses the purpose of the label if literally every game has the label on it, because then it becomes something that you just stop looking at and stop reading because it's so commonplace it doesn't really stand out. I think they are covering their ass by making the umbrella so large. I mean, that's obvious, but now that because they are trying to make sure to cover everything, they've really not addressed the problem like whatsoever.
Right, and it's the gamers who have we've raised the stink about the microtransaction, the loot boxes, because we just want honesty and transparency and let us know what those odds are. And so I feel like the ESRB is like, okay, so we have two parties here we have to make happy. We have the very slow parents who apparently aren't anywhere on this earth. They've been under a rock or something. So we're going to tell them, hey, guess what? Your kids can purchase things in these games. And then you have the gamers who are like, okay, we've already known this. And the whole reason this whole issue has, like I said, become a thing is because we've bitched and moaned about it, rightfully so, and this isn't addressing the major complaints that we're having.
No, definitely not. And what's interesting about it is that, we saw the ESRB really come out in full force to say loot boxes aren't gambling, and they've doubled down on that with this announcement saying, they kind of likened them to loot boxes to baseball cards, saying that you can't cash out loot boxes and take home money. You're always going to get something. It's just a randomized drop as to what that is. And, rightly so, a lot of people have been chattering on social media talking about how opening a pack of baseball cards is not the same as like the mechanic in loot boxes, because loot boxes are specifically designed to hit certain triggers in the brain that like slot machines hit, or like any of the games that you see on a casino show floor in Vegas, and having just come from DICE and seeing just how intricate some of these gaming machines in casinos have gotten, it's no surprise that loot boxes are under fire, because they feel like gambling. After you go play one of these new fancy slot machines and then go open a loot box in any game that has them, like the similarities are striking.
The music, the rush of adrenaline.
The confetti that
can I
pops
pay my rent this month after this draw? Yeah, I mean, I think it's a step in the right direction. It's just kind of like a half a step. I'll call it like a half a step in the right direction, because what needs to come next is then maybe a label that says microtransactions. And I know, oh, parents don't know what microtransactions are, but it's like, okay, gamers know what microtransactions are. And then they need to take it one step further and list the odds of winning whatever particular item you want to get. And I think that would make people a lot more happy than this.
I think that listing the odds, maybe, you know, you out there disagree with me, but I think listing the odds is not going to stop people from buying loot boxes.
No.
I think most people won't even look at that, because you think about like terms and service agreements, you know, like we all should read those, because we're all hitting agree, but we all just scroll right by them and hit the agree button. So I feel like if they put the drop rates inside the terms and services agreement, that people still wouldn't read it, but at least it would, then they would be able to say, okay, we did our part. The drop rates are there. If you want to know, the information is out there. I don't understand why it's such a hurdle to add that.
I don't understand either. And for me, if I'm going to put money into a loot box, I'll know how hard I got to pray to RNGesus. You know, it's like, okay, if I'm going to spend $5 to try to get like this one thing and the odds are listed as like 1 in 1,000, it's like, okay, never mind. I'm not freaking getting that. You know what? Not happening. And I mean, at that point, like you said, like, can they do anything else to appease, you know, the people with pitchforks and torches out there?
Well, I feel like the people with pitchforks that come after video games just never go away. They're just always there, lurking in the background, waiting for the next controversy to come after us and the thing that we love. But I think that this is a good step in the right direction. At the very least, it's going to hopefully stop some of this legislation that's being proposed. You know, we talked about on our show how Hawaii kind of introduced those 4 bills. I think we talked about it on Games Daily as well. And how there's, you know, other senators that are making statements about it, because, you know, once you get constituents calling in and being like, my kid's spending too much money, you know, like,
we're going to end everything. You know, they do all the fluffing.
Exactly.
The parentaltools.org is actually really handy. I checked it out. I don't have kids, but even I was like, oh, this is kind of handy, you know, and it is something that parents do need to be more involved in what their kids are playing. I mean, I think I speak on behalf of a lot of people. When my parents, I grew up playing Resident Evil, Twisted Metal, like all these super, like, well, Twisted Metal isn't that violent compared to Resident Evil, but you know, like, they had no clue. And so I love you, Mom and Dad. So the problem though is that, you know, they didn't have tools like this. The internet wasn't around back in those days, but now that this is here, you know, the parents need to get on that and check their kids and be like, all right, there's tools on here to teach you how to set spending limits every month, which I didn't even know you could do. Yeah.
You can do all kinds of things.
So yeah, parentaltools.org. It's really handy for you slow parents out there.
Or for parents who are busy. You're not necessarily slow. Maybe
I'm just quoting the ESRB lady.
Did she say use the word slow?
She didn't say the word slow. So I'm not quoting her. I'm paraphrasing her.
All right, we keeping her honest over here. All right, so the next story is Pokémon turns 22 this year with a low-key birthday party. Wah, wah, wah. Yesterday in the show, Tim, of course, talking about this big countdown that's been happening, and then it led to disappointment. I don't want to say a whole lot of nothing.
It's a whole lot of disappointment, Andrea.
But there wasn't very much that was happening here. So, all right, this is a write-up from Polygon. First up, a free application for Google Home and Amazon Alexa compatible smart devices is one of the things you can get on the celebration of Pokemon's 22nd anniversary. Pikachu Talk will give your hardware the voice of the most iconic Pokemon, which probably isn't helpful for anyone who actually uses Alexa and Google to help out.
Pikachu, what time is it? Pika!
Have we tried this out yet?
No,
but it came out today. We'll have to track this down. You can ask Pikachu questions and it will respond with one of its little squeaks. Well, that's definitely not helpful. If you never got the chance to have a circular conversation with a Pokemon before, like in the Infernal N64 game, hey, you Pikachu, here you go. More intriguing for the selfie takers among us is a new line of Snapchat lenses, which will let you become Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle.
Charmander.
Sorry.
It's okay. I got you.
It's my running gag that I always say Pokemon names wrong.
Yeah, and you're doing great.
Thank you. I'm just trying to maintain my reputation of not knowing how to pronounce Pokemon.
On brand, girl. On brand.
So this morning when we were pulling some news stories for the show, Brittany informed me that she's never had Snapchat and she's never seen the Snapchat filters, you guys. And oh my gosh, did I blow her little mind?
My little mind.
Thanks, girl. Not insinuating Not insinuating that your mind is small. I love you.
Pump me back up.
I've definitely put my foot in my mouth now. Anyway, we took a very adorable photo of her with Bulbasaur. We were trying to remember why Bulbasaur needs to open his mouth. that sounds bad, but just go with it.
Okay, so in the Snapchat filter, it said open your mouth. Now, I've seen the filters where you open your mouth and like the rainbow comes out.
Yeah.
But I don't know why Bulbasaur needs to open his mouth. He has a bulb on his back and it collects sun, and some think that after it's collected enough sunlight, he evolves into Ivysaur. And so that's, I think, why you saw like those little light speckles in the filter.
Yeah.
But I do not know why I needed to open my mouth. I'm still unsure.
If you out there on Twitch have a hypothesis as to why Bulbasaur needs,
like,
please write into kindyfunny.com/you're wrong. And I know it's not technically a you're wrong, but we don't know why he's opening his mouth.
I don't know either.
It would make sense if it was Kirby or
Charmander, you know, like fire came out, but yeah, I don't know.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Well, they said that they're doing more. So the first one that's out, so I'm guessing the filters are going to come. It says limited time starting today. We have yet to see real stars of the show in Snapchat form, but we can offer you this preview. And so then they showed the preview of Bulbasaur. Did you tweet yours?
Yeah, I did.
So at Blonde Nerd on Twitter, if you guys want to check out Brittany with her little
Bulbasaur filter. It's kind of terrifying.
Other special events include the return of birthday hat wearing Pikachu in Pokemon Go, which will appear through February 28th at 1 p.m. Pacific time. The Pokemon TV website and app will also screen the series' latest film, Pokemon the Movie, I Choose You, for the full week.
Ever want to hear Pikachu talk?
No, not really.
Man.
I don't.
It's because
actually.
I always want to be with you. Terrifying. That shit never should have happened. I don't care. I stand firm to that. So I was reading some reviews on this Amazon Alexa Google Home Pikachu shenanigans.
Okay.
And a parent said that their child had like a 15-minute conversation with the Pikachu through Amazon Alexa.
Is there a video of this?
No, it was a review, and it was a 5-star review. Oh. And I was like, wow, okay. So, you know, not for me, not for you, but if you have a little child out there.
I have an Amazon Alexa at home.
Just want someone to talk to?
We could try it out later, Britt.
You can do, oh, right. Let's pour some drinks and have a conversation with Pikachu.
It could be fun. You never know.
No.
So before the show today, we were talking with Tim about whether or not we should include the new details that have come out about this new Pokemon movie. And he sadly was like, no, it looks like garbage.
He did say that.
So we decided to not include any details about the new Pokemon movie. Yeah. In addition to me not being able to pronounce the title, and I didn't really want to make an ass of myself, even though I've now disclosed to everybody on the show that I can't say Pokemon
Have you seen any Pokemon movies?
No. Does that surprise you?
Where's the exit? I'm walking off this set right now.
Oh, come on. You know. The only Pokemon game I've ever dabbled in was Pokemon X.
Okay.
I played it for about 2 hours.
Okay.
And then I was like, this seems like it'll take a long time for me to get to learn all of the mechanics in this system.
So is there something about the current Pokemon games that turn you off? And if so, what would it take for you to play the Pokemon Switch game?
I feel like this is going to be controversial.
That's fine.
I'm preparing for the hate comments. I feel like the Pokemon series hasn't evolved from a visual standpoint in quite some time. So when I put them into the 3DS, I feel like they just look the same. They've looked the same for the last decade. And that to me is an immediate turnoff. Okay. I know that they added a bunch of new mechanics in Sun and Moon, including like all the Alola region stuff and all of that. And so like I think that, you know, they are obviously taking a step in the right direction as to trying to reinvigorate the franchise. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that when the details for the Switch version of Pokemon eventually come out, and I know Tim was hopeful it was going to be today. Sorry. No. They're going to have like a big direct about it when it actually happens, if they're not going to wait until E3, but I have a feeling they might wait. I'm hoping that they're going to really take a big step, because I feel like if you look at what they did with Breath of the Wild for the Legend of Zelda franchise, that was a giant leap in an innovative direction. And it brought people like me who had only really dabbled and played 1 or 2 Zelda games here and there into the fold to be like, hey, like this is a Zelda game that is going to speak to many types of gamers, not just fans of the franchise. Sure. And I'm hoping that with this standalone on Switch that they're going to do that with Pokemon. Do you have any expectations or wishes for what's going to happen with that game?
Ever since I was in elementary school. Yeah, for me, So what I really liked about Breath of the Wild was the huge like open world landscape, right? You know, you have all these various regions, and I think that could speak super duper well to a console Pokemon game, especially like you said, with graphical limitations of a handheld. They're not too bad, but they're there. If you could create, you know, have the desert, have the water, have the ice, have all of the things, and then have like the appropriate Pokemon in each region, and have all these bustling towns, and going out there and seeing them, like give me like Lavender Town again, give some throwbacks from Pokemon Red and Blue. And I just want something open world. I want a lot of in-depth like side quests, story-driven stuff. Like, I mean, the Pokemon games are fine. Clearly they sell well, they do well, people love them, but I'm ready for the franchise to take the next step. Like, I think that only can be done through a console, because I played a lot of Pokemon growing up. I collected all the cards, did all of the things, but lately they feel so similar to me that it too will take something. I mean, I'm gonna play this game no matter what, let's just be honest. But I have a lot of expectations, especially like you said, seeing what they did with Zelda and translated it to like this huge like leap onto the Switch.
I really would love to see them do something a little bit different with combat. Not really a yeah, I'm just not a giant turn-based fan.
Yeah.
And I know, like, if you take like Final Fantasy 15, for example, and how they've really kind of elevated the combat in that game from previous installments. Do you love the combat in Pokemon, or would you be okay with them kind of taking it in a different direction?
My husband and I have had a lot of in-depth drunken conversations about this. So for example, he really wants the combat to switch to something more real time, because he likes that, you know, like twitchy, like you have to make that snap decision. And if you look when, you know, they're doing Pokemon battles, it's not like they're like, okay, Pikachu, do this. Pikachu does a thing. Okay, like whatever, do that, you know. So it would be more realistic. And I think I personally like the turn-based because it's a nostalgic feeling for me, but I feel like to take Pokemon to the next level, they really should turn it into something more real-time. I feel like that would give it a lot more like intensity. So yeah, I want that. Oh God. I'm getting excited over here.
We're just gonna make a wish list and send it to the treehouse and be like, don't let us down. Or send it to the Pokemon company, really.
And that's what's so hard about it, is there are so many expectations for this Pokemon console title. Like, it's the first, unless you're going to count like Pokemon Snap or Pokemon, the one where you fought things on an N64, Pokemon Stadium. So you want a little bit of everything from every Pokemon game you've ever seen, and you want it executed flawlessly, because you feel like this is like your one chance. Like, oh my God, they're actually doing it. And it's hard because it's like you have to lower your expectations with any, you know, major franchise. We were talking about on our stream last night with Anthem, for example, right? We have all these hopes and dreams that you would want something to come out of a BioWare game, but is it going to be executed the way you want it?
Please don't screw it up.
Yeah. So it's tricky. It's tricky.
Yeah.
I'm just, you know, yeah.
Okay, last question about Pokemon. Do you think they're going to do 1 or they're going to do 2 for Switch?
God.
Is it going to be one big Pokemon game, or are they going to split it like they've been splitting all the Pokemons?
I hope they only do 1. Personally, I mean, and that's the other thing I want to see, is I want to see like a trading hub where like it's just huge, like the towns that could be okay. I'm going off. It's like, what if
go off, girl?
What if you have like every town you can actually see other players and you can interact with them, trade with them, battle with them, do all that kind of stuff, and see them running around real time? Because I would rather have a super duper like awesome like trading situation executed in this game rather than having to buy like multiple copies and then having to like trade that way. Like, I just want everyone to have like the same opportunities and same chances at life. All Pokemon trainers are created equal. I think I answered your question.
I want to build my own trainer.
Oh yeah, like customize?
Yeah. I want to like make me in the game as
like,
a trainer.
You're talking like BioWare level, like
it doesn't need to be
Monster
that
Hunter level.
It doesn't need to be that detailed, but like I want to be like, it could be like even like me level of detail, like
me, like Wii level me.
Yeah, like, you know, like your avatar me.
Oh,
it could be more cartoony.
I don't want cartoony.
I mean, but it's Pokemon.
I know, but I don't want like. Okay, here I go again. So I would like something a little more realistic. In a perfect world, I would like a teen-rated Pokemon. I would love an M-rated Pokemon. It's never happening.
Whoa.
I understand that. Because, I mean, anyway.
What would an M-rated Pokemon even look like?
Bloody, I don't know.
Don't go there.
I'm not going to go there.
We'll leave it to you guys to imagine in your minds.
I mean, I like Breath of the Wild, you know, graphics. Like, those are kind of, what would you call those?
Polygonal?
Polygonal, that's a good word. I don't want super duper cartoony 3DS graphics. I want something that pushes the Switch to its limits and its its boundaries. So if they come up with freaking like me, Andrea, I would be very upset. I mean, you would still look beautiful and gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but I want something more realistic, something that really shows the details. Because all these Pokemon, the attention to detail on them, for the most part, there are ice cream Pokemon,
trash bag
Pokemon, sandcastles Pokemon. The attention to detail aren't that great, but when you get to the legendaries and even some of the regular commons, like they're pretty freaking neat looking. And I would love something that lets you like see all the nitty gritty details. Yeah, like Monster Hunter World looking Pokemon.
I love my hunter. Yeah. Red Sonja, she's pretty great.
That is her name.
Okay, so that's gonna wrap it up for the Roper Report. Brittany, normally I would ask you if you're comfortable. So are you comfortable reading this?
Sure.
Okay, so
what could go wrong?
When Greg's hosting the show and he's lurking in the background over there making me nervous, he makes some kind of really awkward transition here to be like, well, we can talk all day about what we want in Pokemon, but it's not coming until later. But what do we have coming to the mom and grab digital shops today, Brittany?
We have, do I need to read this part?
Yes.
Okay. We have the official list of upcoming software shut up, Greg. Across each and every platform as listed by the Kind of Funny Games Daily Show hosts each and every weekday. They throw me to the sharks, ladies and gentlemen, and expect me to know everything.
You did great.
Thanks. Out today, Fruit Attacks VR on Steam. Chrono Triggers on Steam?
Yeah, it just came out today.
Oh, I missed that. That's fantastic.
Bad version.
Bad version?
Yeah.
Just the mobile version. Everybody's freaking out.
Oh, shit. All right. Okay. Foxes on Windows PC. Outlast Bundle of Terror, which includes Outlast and its Whistleblower add-on. Nintendo Switch. Disclosure: Greg's wife is working on this game.
Geneviève Saint-Onge.
So I have a code for this game, and I plan on playing it on the flight back to Seattle tomorrow.
You should. If you guys want to see Britt and I play Outlast 2 together, we did this show back in October called Lights Off, facebook.com/Lights Off show, where we did a Let's Play of it, and it's pretty hysterical.
I love horror games. Andrea is a little weenie.
No, I'm definitely, I'm the first to admit that I'm the biggest weenie. I like horror movies because I can like plug my ears when the music gets scary, or I can shut my eyes or look away, and then the scary part's over and I can enjoy the rest of the film. In a video game, you can't do that.
No, you can't.
You have to like be in the thick of the scary, and I don't like that.
Yep, but you did good. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
We had to get you a little drunk, but you did fine. Payday 2 on Switch, which is not the most recent version of Payday 2. FYI.
Yeah.
Gravel, Xbox One, PS4, PC. The Blob 2 Remastered, Xbox One, PS4. Darkest Dungeon, Xbox One. Mulaka, PS4, PC. Into the Breach, PC. Blasters of the Universe, PSVR. Crypt of the Serpent King, PS4. Don't Knock Twice, PSVR. Heroin Anthem 0, Episode 1, PS4. Hex Tunnel, PSVR. Immortal Redneck, Xbox One, PS4. What
don't
is
know what that
one
is.
I don't know, but that sounds interesting. Jetomiro, Hero of the Universe.
Sounds right.
PS4, thank you. 1 Hour, 1 Life, PC. Moss, PSVR. Greg says it's awesome. Full report on the Gamescast.
So yeah, there's been a lot of really exciting news about Moss. And disclosure that Polyarch supports our show, supports What's Good Games. I'm still very excited to play it. I have loved Quill, the little mouse character, since she first debuted. So yeah, you guys can hear more about that on the Gamescast.
Riftstar Raiders, PS4. Shiny, a robotic adventure, PS4. And Timothy vs. the Aliens, PS4.
All right, so now we got some new dates. Little Triangle is launching on the Nintendo Switch on March 1st, 2018. Decipher a Lost Language in the open world adventure Heaven's Vault. Oh, wait, hold on. Decipher a Lost Language in the open world adventure Heaven's Vault, coming to PS4 and Steam in 2018. I just ran full into that and didn't know what I was reading.
I would have read it the same way, so I'm glad you
The Coma recut is coming to Vita in May. Crisis on the Planet of the Apes is coming to PSVR on April 3rd. Fear Effect Sedna will hit PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC on Tuesday, March 6th. And Tryon Worlds today unveiled Defiance 2050, the latest title set in the hit sci-fi shooter universe, which will launch for PS4, Xbox One, and PC this summer. So, those are the new dates for you. Mark them down. All right. Deals of the day. from Stephen Oslin. He submitted this at kindafunny.com/KFGD, just like you can. He says, hi, Andrea and Britt. I have a deal of the day submission. There are a ton of great games on sale during the Critics' Choice sale on PSN, but I wanted to give a shout out to Neo. The complete edition is $24, which is the same price as its season pass. The season pass has never gone on sale, so think of it as buying the season pass and getting a 70-plus hour game for free. Neo is fantastic. While it definitely draws inspiration from the Soulburn genre, it has its own identity and creates a unique experience that I highly recommend. So, thank you for that. He says, P.S. What's Good patron streams are the best. You should support them.
Aww.
Thank you. We do have a lot of fun on those streams.
We do.
And I'm realizing I didn't do the jingle.
What's the jingle?
Ooh. Out today. That's the way it was supposed to go.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. I messed that up.
It's okay.
All right. So another deal of the day that I wanted to make sure to mention, Xbox Live deals with games with gold. That's what I'm trying to say. The month starts out with Trials of the Blood Dragon, a more action-oriented take on the Trials series that's somewhat in the vein of Far Cry 3's Blood Dragon spinoff. It'll be available for free for the entire month. From March 16th through April 15th, Super Hot will be free. Xbox 360 gets Brave, the video game, which is based on Disney's film of the same name, and it was just added to the Xbox One's backward compatibility list. It's then followed later in the month by Quantum Conundrum, the puzzle-based first-person shooter game, first-person game from Airtight Games and Kim Swift, one of the key developers behind Portal and Left 4 Dead. As always, both Xbox 360 games are playable on Xbox One through backwards compatibility. All right. Now we're going to go into reader mail. But before we do that, I need to tell you that it's brought to you by brooklinen.com. Now, Greg hates going shopping. I love going shopping. But brooklinen.com takes one more trip out of his life by allowing him to order bedding online. This is one thing I also love ordering online, because sometimes you go to the store and then they don't have the regular size king. Here in California, they only have California king, and then I always have to shop online. It's a problem.
Travesty.
Brooklinen is the fastest growing bedding brand in the world with over 12,000 5-star reviews. Brooklinen Sheets named the winner of Best Online Bedding category by Good Housekeeping. Versatile colors and patterns. You can mix and match to complement any decor. This is luxury bedding, underpriced. You have to try these sheets today. Brooklinen.com is the highest quality sheets, and they don't have a big markup, which is excellent. You can spend a third of your life in sheets, Brittany. Did you know that? No. A third of, well, you're supposed to be getting 8 hours of sleep a night, 24 hours a day. Just do the math. They make a difference with how you sleep. Start getting better sleep with better sheets. Now, the best part about Brooklinen, there's no unnecessary markups and fees, and most of the bedding out there on the marketplace today is jacked up as much as 300%. When I learned that, I was like, man, I must be overpaying for sheets.
Probably.
I'm excited to try these Brooklinen sheets. The guys in the office can't stop talking about them, and we have an exclusive offer just for you guys, fans of Kinda Funny Games Daily. You can get $20 off and free shipping when you use our promo code GAMESDAILY. That's all one word, GAMESDAILY at brooklinen.com. Brooklinen is so confident that they offer a risk-free 60-night satisfaction guarantee with a lifetime warranty on all of their sheets and comforters. But you guys, the only way to get that $20 off and free shipping is to use our promo code GAMESDAILY at brooklinen.com. That's BROOKLINEN.com. Promo code GAMESDAILY. Brooklinen, the best sheets ever.
Ever.
I actually have a bedding problem. I really love buying bedding.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you've seen my closet.
Yeah.
In the spare bedroom.
Yes, I have.
It's just full of
stuff.
Full of bedding.
Full of cloth and
Lots
linens.
of stuff. Yeah. I mean, why not just change them out every, couple of weeks?
Do they all feel like similar though? Or why do you
My
switch
sheets?
it? Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're different. So I have some for certain times of the year. Different colors to match different sets. So now I'm really excited
about going
shopping in Brooklyn. And no, I watch way too much HGTV. That's my problem.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right, reader mail. Let's see here. Britt, is there anyone that you want to start with? Or you want me to pick one first?
You go on with your bad self. You pick what you want.
Okay. This one is from ToastyBaguette. They write, hello, Andrea and Britt. Before I get to my question, welcome to Kinda Funny, Britt.
Thank you. This is fun.
Now to my question. With all the years of experience you have covering games, what were some business decisions you've seen game companies make that you found admirable? Personally, I have nothing but respect towards PopCap for continuing to support Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. 2 years later, and we're still getting weekly events and daily challenges. Then there's Hi-Res Studios, who recently announced the termination of loot boxes and paladins. Have an awesome show, ladies. Toasty.
I think the one that sticks out is something we talked about on our show as well. The Xbox Game Pass, including first party Xbox One games. I mean, like when we were reading that, I think you and I both started tearing up a little bit.
Indeed.
We were like, oh my God, it was such a good act. That stands out for sure.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how that's going to be implemented in the future. But the news itself was so exciting and such a needed step in the right direction for them. There's definitely been some other things that I have found admirable. I really like that if we're talking about recent ones, at top of mind, how Epic Games came forward and said, we're sorry, we have to close down Paragon. One of my bays, but we're going to give everybody their money back because we feel bad about it.
Right.
I thought that was a really admirable step that they did not need to take at all. They definitely didn't need to because, you know, that it's in open beta. It was in early access. Like you knew what you were getting into, but I thought that they did a lot of you know, it's a gesture of goodwill to gamers out there and to keep their standing positive. And also Fortnite is just crushing it right now.
Good for them.
Yeah.
And they were so transparent and honest with the reason why they were shutting down Paragon.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're giving refunds is just not like how I lost Asheron's call. Thanks, Warner Brothers. Still don't have any reason for that. It's fine. I'll get over it someday.
No, I don't think so. You bring it up quite frequently.
Until I have my closure. Yeah, I bring it up whenever I can.
What do you think will be closure for you?
I just want honesty and transparency, which I feel like I've said a million times during this show so far. Because the problem was the game was just taken down. And it was just kind of like, sorry, LOL, goodbye forever. You know, and there's been no talk about it ever since. I think there's a lot of legal stuff going on behind the scenes in regards to the IP that we don't know about and we can't know about because there have been emulators, but they've been served with cease and desist notices. And it's like, why do you care, bro, if your thing's going down the tube? But anyway,
that's true.
We should move on.
I did run into some of the development team from Fortnite at DICE last week, and I relayed what I tweeted to them that was like, please don't make Save the World go the way of Paragon. You have to keep supporting Save the World. And they reassured me again. They're like, don't worry, nothing's happening to Save the World. And then I was like, hey, so you know that really cool customization you guys have in Battle Royale? Could you maybe you know, put that over and Save the World? It can't be that hard. Just turn the store on in the other part of the game. I want to buy all the cool stuff that you can get in Battle Royale. And they said, hey, you know, we never know. Maybe you'll get to, maybe you won't. They were very cagey about it, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Something else that hasn't happened yet, but I think is a very reasonable price point, will be Nintendo's online service charging $20 a year. I mean, that's pretty good.
No, you're right.
But what was that hesitation for, girl?
I'm trying to be positive about Nintendo. Everyone thinks I do nothing but rag on Nintendo on this show.
No, you have your...
I'm allowed to have my opinion. Thank you, Britt. I think the price point's going to be good. I think the reason why the price point's low is because the offering's going to be subpar. But we don't know yet.
I mean, they're offering, according to their website, discounts on certain titles. You will get some of the classic game selection and the online capabilities and the online chat. I mean, you know,
I feel like that price is worth the catalog alone. Right?
For sure.
So like the idea that I could play some of these legendary games on my Switch versus having to like pull out my 3DS
with online capabilities with some for sure.
I think that would be worth it alone. The online functionality is something that I'm just going to be honest, don't have high hopes for. But then again, most Nintendo games people aren't playing with voice chat anyway.
Right. It's the whole app thing that's a little strange and just like we've talked about. I love Nintendo. Nintendo's always been like my number one, as you would say, bae. But some of their business decisions, I'm just like, what are you guys doing? Why would you do it that way? If the wheel's not broke, don't fix it. Don't try and turn the round wheel into a square wheel. You're not going to have a good time. Sometimes they do things like that.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Britt, you have a really lovely shirt on today. I just wanted to point that out.
Thank you.
For people who are listening to the show, not watching, she's got a Pong shirt on, but it's not the Pong you think of. It's like 8-bit beer pong.
I bought this like 10 years ago from Jinx when I was like in my drinking phase in the college campuses.
Has that stopped?
I mean, no.
You just graduated.
Now I just have like one drink and I'm ready for bed. But
she's lying. That's not true. We had more than one drink last night. Yeah, and then we had a 90s dance party in onesies.
And
there's photographic evidence of this.
It was so good. But yeah, no, at the time, this shirt really resonated with me. I was doing the beer pong thing every weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
I remember those days.
But God, the things about those days, they're so gross. The pong ball would fall on the ground, right? And you'd be like,
you wouldn't hesitate.
No.
You put it right back in.
No,
Who
you would
cares?
dip it in water, and you'd be like, all right, this is fine. It's fine. And then you would sip out of the same cups that everyone was. Ugh. Don't do that, kids. Don't do that. You'll get mono.
Well, if you're over the age of 21, do what you want. Have fun.
But wash your ball. I knew I was doomed from the start as soon as I started that one.
You are. Yeah, that happened. All right. Duarte Rosa writes in, hello, Andrea and Britt. What is your favorite female video game character and which female-led franchise would you like to see on a video game? Greetings from Portugal, Duarte.
We answered this last night during one of our streams.
Yes, we did. So for all the people who weren't part of our Patreon exclusive stream last night, of which I'm guessing most of you watching this show were not. So this is a question we, of course, get asked all the time because we run an all-female podcast and are ourselves females. My favorite, without hesitation, is FemShep, female Commander Shepard from the Mass Effect franchise.
What about a female character that you cannot make decisions for?
You mean that I can't customize as female?
Yeah. Or that you can't, like, because with FemShep, you know, you can do like the Paragon, the Rogue kind of thing.
I mean, don't hate me for saying this, but I really love Princess Peach as a character. And not for who she is as a character, because she's kind of like wishy-washy and kind of a little bit of a bitch. But like, I just like, for some reason, I've just had this like fascination with her since I was really little, because as like an 8-year-old playing Mario for the first time on the NES, you know, like she was just like, well, it wasn't even really her, right? It was just like, you know, throughout the franchise, she just became like from pixels to more fleshed out, and then you got to play her in some of the later Mario games, and then when Mario Kart came around and you could actually like play with her for most of the game, that was really exciting for me, instead of for just like, you know, a single level or whatever. I really like her as a character, but for like more recent characters that actually like have depth and emotion and show like a wide range, I really love the cast of characters in Life is Strange.
Oh yeah,
Chloe in particular as a character. I kind of really hated her because I thought she was like just a brat. But then you kind of peel back the layers of like what makes her a person, and I really started to really love her as a character.
Oh, it makes her a really good friend too. You really learn about some of the stuff she goes through in Before the Storm, and so it makes you understand her actions more so in Life is Strange.
Exactly.
I really liked Ciri from The Witcher 3.
Yeah, she's great.
She was great. As far as a female I'd like to see in a video game, I'd like to see like, I don't know, Claire Redfield return to Resident Evil 8, like one of them. Not, I mean, the Revelations and Revelations 2, you know, they're installments in the franchise, but I'm talking like full on, like just Resident Evil 8. Give me like Claire Redfield again.
Yeah,
that would be freaking awesome.
That would be really cool.
Have you ever played the Resident Evil games?
I've dabbled.
Okay.
Dabbled. Never finished one.
Okay.
But I know of Ms. Redfield.
Oh.
But like regarding a female-led franchise that we would like to see on a video game, that's a hard one because when you think about franchises that are led by females, first there's just not that many of them. But then most of them have already been done. You know, you think I immediately think Alien, right? But that's been done, right?
Right.
And then I of course think Wheel of Time, but that's also been done. It just wasn't done very well. You don't know what that is?
No. I mean, I'm saying I don't. Besides like video games, I don't consume a lot of other media. So
yeah.
I mean, Judge Judy video game would be fucking amazing. Your case is dismissed. I don't know what accent that was. That was not Judge Judy.
I think that could actually make like imagine like a virtual reality Judge Judy. That could be really impressive. Actually,
that would be amazing. That's basically all I watch.
I could be into that.
Oh, that would be super fun.
I don't know what other ones. I would like to see like Westworld as a video game with Dolores as the lead character. I think that would be awesome. I remember when Red Dead Redemption 2's first promotional piece of art came out and it was like all dudes in silhouette. I was like, where's Dolores? I really just want her to like be the star of a video game because she's such a badass character. But there's definitely lots. So hopefully you guys have some favorites out there. And you can let us know who we missed, the glaring oversights, right into kindoffunny.com/KFGD. All right, moving on. Let's see what else we got here. We got quite a few questions today. Thank you guys so much for writing in. All right. This one's kind of fun. Dose63 says, "What's good, ladies? My question is definitely Xbox related, as I know both Andrea and Brittany are both avid users of your Xbox consoles. First and foremost, have you seen the newly released Sea of Thieves limited edition controller?" Yes, we have, and yes, we agree. It's beautiful. Xbox really delivers the best custom and limited controllers, in my opinion. It's not just stickers or color changes. They go above and beyond with texture differences, material variations, i.e. see through the plastic, glow in the dark skulls, and grips with the hand placement, and custom engraving to boot. Phenomenal. Lastly, any plans, all of you ladies, getting a Let's Play or stream of Sea of Thieves going? I would love to see you and the team in open waters. Thanks for your time. Yes, that's definitely going to happen at some point. We all jumped in the beta together and had a lot of fun. Steimer threw up on me. Just want to put that out there. She had too much grog, and then she threw up on me.
I found out that you can throw up into buckets and then throw those buckets on your...
That's just... It's worse, I
know,
think.
but it's so funny. We had a great time playing that. I tend to strip and drink a lot and then play the accordion and dance.
I was like, how did you take your clothes off? Just walking around in her little slip.
No, that game is incredibly fun to play with people. I don't know if have you talked about our beef with the...
I did talk about my beef on the show about how I want them to have safe areas, and I want them to have PvE, and I want them to have a mode where you can go like non-combat, even like in GTA Online, like how you can like toggle between the modes or whatever when you're going to and from or whatever. I just want something where I don't have to be on edge the entire time, because we had so much fun sailing around in the world, and the water tech is so beautiful, and like taking on the voyages, and the sailing mechanics when you're out there with friends is a really good time. And then it just like it takes quite literally takes the wind out of your sails.
Oh God, you went there.
I did. When somebody comes up and sinks your ship and steals your treasure when you're just like trying to have fun with friends. I just want a mode where I can go on voyages with friends and have like the puzzle aspect of like figuring out where it is and where the island is. Just that's the game. So many games have these exploration elements, and this game feels like it's like ripe for just having an exploration mode.
Yeah.
And I hope they do that.
Yeah, and that's why I'm so attracted to this game. It's just a fun, chill time to go in with some friends, sail the high seas. It's such a beautiful game, like you're saying. And just kind of, it's relaxing. It's a relaxing game to play until, you know, you get shot by an asshole pirate as you're talking to someone turning in your treasure. It happens.
It happened.
I know. And I know it's a PvP game. I get it. But, you know, it's just give us something.
We're just putting it out there into the universe, Rare. If you decide, you know, to maybe listen to what we have to say, that'd be great. If not, you do you.
Yeah, you do
totally
you.
Fine.
I'll still play your game. It's
True,
fine.
we're still gonna play. Agree though, Dose63, the custom controller.
Oh man,
beautiful. I think PlayStation's hardware team could learn a thing or two about making some custom hardware. So take a look at it if you haven't seen it. It is beautiful. You can find it on not only the Xbox Twitter account, but the Rare Twitter account has that controller as well. All right, let's see here. Trey Omega. What's up, Kind of Funny crew, and what's good, ladies? No question, just wanted to know if I can get a birthday shout out for my 25th birthday. Happy birthday, Trey.
Happy birthday.
This is your official birthday shout out. He says, so I don't know if there are any pressing issues I could or should be asking, except maybe Britt's thoughts about the March Final Fantasy 15 Comrades update. But I turned 25 today, so I was wondering if I could get a little birthday shout out from two of the greatest gals in gaming.
Why, thank you.
Well, happy birthday at Omega Spider 227. Hope you have a lovely day.
Comrades.
Do you know about this update?
I did. It's not coming to my mind right now, but I believe they are adding... You're going to pull it up. So yeah. I played through Comrades. It was the game I play while I walk on a treadmill. For those of you who don't know, I have a TV in front of my treadmill and I walk and I play a game because it makes the time go by really fast and it's a good way to get some exercise. So I played the Comrades expansion from start to finish. It was a little rough. The loading times were a little rough, but what I appreciated about it was it did show kind of what happens during that 10-year period when so-and-so is going through so-and-so in the story. Try not to spoil anything for you.
It says Comrades is set to receive another chunk of content on the PC version's launch day. New players might want to hold off, and this is coming from Rock, Paper, Shotgun. It's set alongside Chapter 13 of the main story, quite near to the end of the primary quest arc. Each player steps in the shoes of a handmade avatar. Starting at level 1, receive missions from some of the regular NPCs, blah, 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 blah. What's the new stuff?
What's the new stuff? I think the new stuff might include the ability to play as one of the Chocobros. I could be wrong. New suits, I think there's new content, new missions probably is my guess.
It seems a big a few big endgame type bosses from the main story are going to become available for co-op play. And I spot a good range of new costumes based on major story characters. If you want to play as the world's deadliest cosplayer.
Oh, Kenny Crow?
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's not really like a whole lot of details here about
we could
what
be
they
missing
are.
something.
Yeah.
But I will be jumping back into Comrades. I do enjoy it. It's fun.
Cool.
Good treadmill game.
All right, let's see here. Oh, this is just like a little FYI from Tony Baracca. What's good, Andrea and Britt? Wanted to share some great news for our intrepid monster hunters. He's looking at Greg and Andrea's side eye at Britt, but you're playing, aren't you?
I'm playing.
Yeah, you're playing on Xbox, though.
I am.
Yeah. I switched over to PS4 because Brittany never invited me to join her party and play monsters with her.
Oh, hell no.
Throwing you under the bus right here live on Kinda Funny Games Daily.
Oh, girl, I'm going to kick your ass later.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Don't hurt me too much,
fine.
okay? Capcom has announced that special event Armor and Monster Hunter World are on a rotating schedule. Hooray! Meaning those who missed the Horizon Zero Dawn Watcher armor set, that's me, for their Palico last month will get more chances to acquire it. Happy hunting. Kudos to the first ever What's Good Games Daily from Tony.
Thanks.
So this is good news. I have one Watcher lens because I went into the arena one time, but you have to go in twice or 3 times or something like that, I guess. So I can't build the armor set until I have more Watcher lenses. But the event where you can get Aloy's armor set begins tomorrow, I think. Today? Maybe tomorrow. This is a You're Wrong thing. Kindoffunny.com/you're wrong. It's either today or tomorrow.
I love how much you're into Monster Hunter.
I did not see this coming.
No one, you'll never see, we never saw it coming.
Yeah.
It just, Andrew was like, she's like, I don't know. I think you were actually turned off by it at first.
I was. Well, because the last one I played was on 3DS, and I just like, I didn't like it.
Right.
But they made some marked improvements in the combat, in the progression. They made it much more approachable for people like me who are like, I like RPGs, I just don't like that RPG.
Sure.
It was like the combat was too difficult, and there was just too many systems, and there still is a lot of systems happening. And I need to probably spend some time with a different weapon. I've only gone light bowgun the whole time.
Oh, that's right.
I started with the dual blades at the very beginning, and then I
used.
quickly switched to the gun. I was like, I just need to pew pew something.
A pew pew.
Yeah.
And you get the coating or the something, right, that you can grease.
No, the coatings are for the arrow only.
Oh, okay.
But I craft different types of ammo.
Okay.
And I finally learned, because I kept being like, why can't I use water ammo with this gun? And then I was like, I should probably look up a guide. And then the guide's like, oh yeah, you need to buy you have to craft or buy a specific type of gun that can use specific types of ammo. And I was like, well, god dang it.
Yeah, I love the game, and there's a lot going on, and thank God for the internet. There's sometimes I don't say that, but I mean,
my Google search history is just all Monster Hunter World.
How do I Monster Hunter? No, seriously.
Where do I get paralysis sex?
Yeah, there's so much in that game. It's like, I don't know how the heck to do this stuff.
Yeah.
Where do I find a so-and-so? What is this? How do I use that? And without the internet, I would just be roaming around the whatever the hell it's called, aimlessly, collecting investigations that I'd never be able to fulfill. Sure.
That's the home world, though.
Yeah.
I don't know what the total world is called. What's the name for the overworld?
Monster Hunter World.
Probably.
Yeah. Kind of funny or wrong.
This is probably a You're Wrong thing as well.
Totally.
All right, let's pick one more here. Do you have one of these last 3? Maybe the maybe the either this Metacritic one maybe?
Sure.
All right. Adam Wells writes in, I noticed Metacritic Oh my gosh. I noticed Metacritic released their best rated publishers of 2017, and I couldn't help but notice Sega was ranked 3rd, trailing behind only Nintendo and Bethesda. As a lifelong Sega fan, I feel this needs to be highlighted, as Sega gets crapped on quite often in today's gaming culture, so it seems they are putting more effort into their games as they are overall more quality than in the past years. So when I read this, I was like, wait, no way. Sega was number 3?
Yes.
So I pulled up the article over on Metacritic.com, and it's comparing the 2017. I don't know. Dakota. I've had too much coffee. I'm like flying through this show. Comparing the 2017 releases of game publishers, and I had like 3 pancakes. I'm on a sugar high. Okay, let's see. Britt, you just bring out the goofy in me.
She's in rare form, ladies and gentlemen.
If you like what you've heard, you can go to what'sgoodgames.com/podcast and download our show.
A lot more where this came from.
It's worse.
She's not this Andrea you see on Games Daily.
I'm not buttoned up. I let my hair down.
Yeah.
My hair's already down. Okay, so for the 8th consecutive year, they write, we have sifted through 12 months of data to determine the best and worst game publishers of the year based solely on the quality of their 2017 releases. Sales and user reviews do not factor into these rankings. Only critic reviews, as captured by each game's Metascore, are used to evaluate the performance. So that's worth noting. And so the first group consists of the biggest companies who each published 12 or more distinct titles with Metascores during 2017. The remaining, quote, mid-sized publishers, detailed further down the page, each released between 6 and 11 distinct titles last year. Publishers with 5 or fewer titles are excluded. So they're ranked according to a formula based on 4 factors: average Metascore, percentage of scored products with good reviews of a Metascore of at least 75, percentage of scored products with bad reviews of 49 or lower, and a number of great titles, Metascore of 90 or higher with a minimum of 7 reviews. All right, so this is a lot of like, I don't even want to know what this algorithm looks like on the back end. So Bethesda #1, and now when you think about all of the criteria, that's not surprising.
Right.
So they had a great year last year with Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, and with Prey. Both really great games. And The Evil Within 2. Surprise.
Oh, yeah.
I really loved that game, and I didn't expect to like that game at all.
I know, that was good. We had a good time playing that also.
Yeah, so
Facebook.com/lightsoff.
Yes, exactly. Oh yeah, that's another episode there too.
Yeah.
Just go there, follow the page. We're going to be making some more episodes.
It's great.
79.9 was their average Metascore. That's great. No, number 2 is Nintendo. I have to say, with the stellar year Nintendo had, I'm kind of surprised that they weren't above Bethesda with both Zelda and Mario out last year.
Yeah.
So The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild had a 97. Snipper Clips, 80.
I could never play Snipper Clips because my left Joy-Con would not sync. It had that syncing issue, so I never got to experience it. And I'm too stubborn to go by and fix it.
I'm surprised that they didn't list Super Mario Odyssey here.
Oh, you're right.
78 Metascore for them, and then Sega #5, 75.5.
Yep.
So they had Bayonetta on PC, which had a 90. Valkyria Revolution, which had a 55, which was their lowest. And then Sonic Mania had an 8.9 out of for Metacritic user ratings. This is surprising. Yeah. I agree with you. They deserve a shout out for this. Sonic Mania, of course, was a really fantastic showing from them last year. Bayonetta just came out on Switch. I've been playing it. Been really having a good time.
Is this your first time with Bayonetta?
This is my first time with Bayonetta.
Oh, girl, you're in for a treat.
Played a little bit of Bayonetta 2 when it came out on Wii U back in the day. Did not play the original Bayonetta. And you know what? Like, I'm actually really having a good time.
You're having a good time? Okay,
Yeah.
I love it because it's such a cheesy, over-the-top game, but that's its charm, right?
Yeah.
She like strikes all these poses like, oh, and like all this shit happens and it's awesome.
The first time I did a climax move, I was a little like, whoa.
Because you're playing on an airplane, right? And you're like, who's watching me?
Yeah, right. Because, she like throws her arms up in the air and then like all of her hair flies off her body and she's like naked and like doing this like crazy power move.
So
but
good.
It's been an interesting game. I'm going to talk about it in detail on What's Good Games that comes out on Friday, since we don't have time to do it here. But number 4, Activision Blizzard. That's not surprising, with Destiny, Crash Bandicoot leading their highest reviewed. And then Capcom, number 5. This, I have to say, I'm a little shocked at that. Ultra Street Fighter 2, The Final Challengers, was their lowest ranked. And then Okami HD had a 92 on PC when it came out.
I still need to play that.
Number 6 was Ubisoft. Number 7 was Sony. I'm surprised they're that far down with Horizon. Number 8 is Square Enix. Number 9 is Bandai Namco Entertainment. And number 10, Koei Tecmo. Yeah.
There you go.
Exactly. Pretty good.
There you go.
Well, shout out to Sega. Congrats.
Yeah.
You made number 3.
Good job.
All right. So back to the show notes here. It's time to squad up. This is where you guys can write into kindafunny.com/KFGD with your gamer tag, your PSN ID, your Steam ID, or your Nintendo Switch code, or whatever other platform you're playing on. Maybe you're playing in the Apple Game Center. Who knows? But you can write in and ask the best friends for help in whatever you're seeking. So today, Kris has wrote in. He's playing on BC. His name is DrBollocks. In parentheses, he writes, I know, it's weird. So that's Dr. DrBollocks, BOLLOCKS.
Amazing.
DrBollocks. It'll be in the show notes as well. He says, I am new to PC. I'm new to this PC Master Race thing, and PUBG gave me the itch to build my first PC. I just finished it this weekend, and I know the Kind of Funny Best Friends could make this a more enjoyable game for me. I'm enjoying myself, but God, it's a miracle if you find someone who has a mic and will cooperate. Amen to that. Thanks in advance. What's good, gals? P.S. I love your faces.
Love your face.
Thanks, Kris. So again, he's playing on PC. He needs some help in PUBG. DrBollocks.
DrBollocks. That's amazing. I know it's weird.
All right. So now this is the time of the show when we go to kindafunny.com/you're wrong. And I'm going to pass this to you, Britt.
Thanks, Andrea.
Give me the notes. And you take this.
Toughen me up.
And so you can choose to read or not read them.
Okay.
But like they start here.
Disclaimer.
Just
I don't know how to use a MacBook.
just scroll like a normal.
Oh.
Use 2 fingers.
That's what she said. Oh my God. Help. Here. This is learning experience for me. How do I like scroll though?
Here, there you go. Sorry, you were just on the wrong part of the screen.
See? Throwing me to the sharks.
Not throwing you to sharks. Come on.
Okay.
All right. What do we got? What do we screw up?
I love algebra says Bulbasaur usually never shuts up, so 90% of the time its mouth is open. Britt, Judge Judy doesn't have a video game per se, but she does have a crossword puzzle on her website for some reason.
Oh.
What?
Well, I mean, we all know why she has a crossword puzzle, because everyone that watches Judge Judy, except for Britt, is, yeah,
that's true.
Grandmas.
Okay.
Grandmas love crossword puzzles.
I'll love I'll love anything that Judge Judy puts out there. Anything. K-Bab says Bulbasaur probably opens its mouth to breathe as it still close to an animal despite its plant on its back. Actually, I don't think people know if it's a plant or an animal. I think that's like a thing out there.
A mystery of the Pokemon
Episode
universe.
51 of the Pokemon anime. It's about Ash's Pokemon, and they don't really know if it's a plant or animal. Fun facts. Pokemon X and Y offered character customization when starting the game, although the options were limited until you unlocked more items later in the game.
Oh, interesting. I didn't remember that.
There you go. Okay, we'll scroll down.
Thank you.
Something here from someone named Game Over Greggy.
What?
I don't know who this fool is. Andrea, you called it Games Pass. It's Game Pass. You now owe me $1, which I believe brings my total down to 13.
Did I say Games Pass? I thought you said Games Pass.
I could have said that, so I'll take that $1 hit for you.
We're gonna have to rewind this episode. By the way, I haven't seen. Has anybody done a tally? I have games on standby. I don't think so. I don't think anybody has.
Do you guys owe each other money?
So here's the thing. Greg had, when we first heard the announcement of the Xbox Game Pass, Greg kept saying the Xbox Games Pass. And then somebody wrote into "you're wrong." And then he was like, okay, every time I say it wrong, I'm going to give Andrea $1. And then he kept saying it wrong. And then we kind of like lost track of how many dollars it was. It's like somewhere between like 9 and 15, I would say right now. And so I put a call out to the best friends to say, if there's an enterprising individual out there who wants to go and actually track down all the amount of times that he said this, I will provide them with video games as a reward.
Well, there you go.
I don't know if this has happened or not.
Making a quick buck.
Yeah.
On the show.
I mean, I'm going to get like $12, but you're going to get hopefully 1 or 2 games for $60. So I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. We have something from, I can't read, Zanfair. The Aloy armor set and Aloy's bow is available starting today until March 15th.
Wonderful.
You also need to be in Hunter rank 11 or higher to be able to do the quest.
I think I'm there now.
Yeah, you're pretty baller. You're pretty high up there.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
I got my full butterfly armor set. My Palico has got kitted out with this butterfly armor set. My little ladybug hanging out with me.
I mean, you don't look very intimidating.
I don't.
No. You look like a flower.
And it's pretty weak against certain kinds of monsters, but it looks really pretty.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's it.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We didn't screw anything up today.
What?
This is amazing. Well, Brittany, this has been really fun.
This has been super fun.
I've had a great time. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you guys tomorrow, it's Witta Wednesday. Mr. Gary Witta is back, and he's joined by our newest addition to the Kind of Funny Games Daily team, Jared Petty. They're co-hosting together.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be fun because there's a lot of stuff happening in the office, and Greg is busy making a video or
Busy.
like snuggling with Kevin in the corner or something.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But we have our show again. If you guys haven't ever checked it out, we'd love for you to come by youtube.com/whatsgoodgames. You can catch the video of the podcast there. If you want to download the podcast, we're on Spotify, we're on podcast services. You can go to whatsgoodgames.com/podcast to find all of the different platforms that we are on: SoundCloud, Stitcher, Blueberry, like pretty much everything. Anywhere you can find podcasts,
We'll
you
be
can
there,
find
lurking.
What's Good Games.
Yes.
And Britt manages all of our awesome social media accounts.
I do.
We got Twitter, What's Good Games, What's Good _games.
What's Good? Yes, because the person who has What's Good Games, it's a gaming channel, but they don't.
They're camping on it. They haven't posted since 2014.
I know. I'm angry about it.
I know.
That's fine. We'll
we
get it someday.
We need it back. Yeah. We also have our Facebook page, facebook.com/whatsgoodgames. We have a great Facebook fan page if you guys want to hit us up over there. And generally, thanks for watching the show. And don't forget, you can subscribe to this show, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames, twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. And don't forget, if you guys have that Amazon Prime, make sure to give us your Twitch Prime subscription. We'd really appreciate it. It helps us out. It helps keep the lights on. It helps make sure that I can keep coming back here every week. It helps, make sure, Cool Greg has a job. That's important, right, Cool Greg? Yeah. All right. Brittany, this has been great.
This has been super fun.
But now we have to go do our show. And they need this stage for something.
Psh.
I can see Kevin already about to come in and be like, hey,
GTFO.
time to go.
Get out of here. What's good?
All right, Brittany.
Yeah.
It's been our pleasure to serve you. This is where we shake hands.
Oh.